So, has learning about the three conditionals ever confused you? Probably, so let me tell you a story. Okay, so the story starts with a road. There we go. And there's a girl, her name is Jasmine. So Jasmine's walking down the street and she sees her friend Mike in the distance. She wants to give him some money because he doesn't have any. So she looks in her pocket and she's not sure if she has money. So she thinks, what does she think? She thinks, if I have some money, I will give it to him. Okay, so this is the first conditional. You've probably seen it before. Is it something that's possible? Yep. Is it likely? Yeah. If she's got it, she'll give it to him. It's not unlikely. So we use the first conditional to express a possible future action and its result. Okay? Let's look at some examples. Umbrella. If it rains tonight, I'll take my umbrella. Tennis racket. If the weather is good, I'll play tennis. Okay, so they're both likely possible examples talking about the future. There are two parts of the first conditional. So it's the if plus the present and the future plus the present verb. So let's do a little bit of practice. Let's complete the gaps. I'll give you some time. So if you study hard, you will pass the exam. I wear a green dress if I go to the party. Let's go back to Jasmine. So she doesn't have any money in her pocket. She walks down the street to talk to Mike. So she has no money. So she tells him, Mike, I'm so sorry. If I had some money, I would give it to you. I would give it to you. Poor Mike. Poor Mike. So this is a bit different. This is the second conditional. Is it possible? No, she doesn't have any money. So we use the second conditional to talk about impossible situations. That's important, impossible. Let's see some examples. Superman. If I were Superman, I'd fly around the world. But I'm not Superman. It's impossible. An owl. If I were an animal, I'd be an owl. It's impossible. I can't be an animal. And money. If I won the lottery, I'd give $1 million to charity, but it's not likely that I'm going to win the lottery, unfortunately. So like the first conditional, there are two parts to the second conditional. There's the if I had some money, I would give it to you. So if plus past and would plus present. Okay, let's do a little bit of practice. Let's do some practice. I'll give you some time. So let's look at the answers. If I were tall, I would play basketball. If Santa was thin, he'd float down the chimney. So was or were is fine. You can use either one of those. Let's go back to Jasmine. So, did Jasmine want to give Mike money? Yes, she did. Could she give him money? No, she couldn't. So it's an impossible situation. So, Jasmine keeps walking down the street. Bye, Mike. Walk, 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 walk. And she sees her good friend Sing. So she's going to tell Sing about her conversation with Mike and what happened with him. So what does she say? She says, if I had some money, I would have given it to him. That's not a typo. If I had some money, I would have given it to him. So this is the third conditional. Is it possible? No! Does it happen in the past, the present, or the future? The past. This is different from the second conditional because it happens in the past. So we use the third conditional to talk about an impossible situation in the past. Let's look at some examples. There's a taxi. He would have taken a taxi if he'd had enough money. If he'd studied harder, he would have been a doctor. So Jasmine said, if I had some money, I would have given it to him. That's impossible in the past. And there are two parts to the third conditional: if plus past perfect, would plus present perfect. Let's look at some examples. He would have been on time for the interview if he had left the house at 3. Let's do some practice. Fill in the gaps. If I had been born in China, I would have spoken Chinese. Okay, let's see what you remember. So, do you remember why we use the first, second, and third conditionals? So the first to talk about possible events and the consequences in the future. The second to talk about impossible situations. And the third to talk about impossible situations in the past. Great job! Well done! So for more practice, it's always good to practice. Go to this website. There's lots of good practice to do. Okay.